Hi, my name is Andrea Stone. My topic is on forest fires in Indonesia. I picked up this topic because I was interested in forests and how trees are a big part of our planet, but we are just cutting and burning them down. When choosing my topic, I searched up forest fires and immediately a report on Indonesia forest fires appeared. I found out that forest fires in the country is considered as crimes against humanity. So I decided to stick with the topic and dig deeper into the situation that the country is suffering from. Indonesia is a country located in the southern eastern of Asia. It is made up of thousands of islands. There are an estimated 20,000 islands that make up Indonesia, and which some are permanently inhabited. The capital of the country is Jakarta, and its current president is Joko Widodo, also known as Jokowi. Indonesia experiences tropical climate. The dry seasons occur from June until September, whilst the rainy season occurs from the month of December until March. But because of the El Niño, the country is experiencing a drought. Indonesia is known as the country that has the highest rate of deforestation in the world. That it's even in the Guinness Book of World Records, with Brazil's Amazon rainforest second. According to FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, 52.1%, which is 94,432,000 hectares of land, maximum size rugby fields are just over a hectare, so imagine nearly 95 million rugby fields of Indonesia is covered with trees. In 1997 to 1998, about 9.7 million hectares burned down because of the strong winds, making it easy for the fires to spread. During the year 1990 to 2010, the country has lost 20.3% of their forest. It has been estimated that Indonesia's forest loses 840,000 hectares of land every year. If we compare Brazil and Indonesia, and if you think about it, Indonesia's forest is 1/4 of the Amazon rainforest, yet it burns down more. In the graph shown, from 1997 until 2000, Indonesia lost 3.5 million trees each year. In the years 1990 until 1995, the annual amount of deforestation stayed the same, where 4 years in a row, Indonesia loses more trees. In 32 years, by 2001, 40 million hectares were gone, which is 40 million maximum-sized rugby fields. Half of the fires that burn are on peatlands. Peatlands are lands that consist of decayed vegetation and organic matters. These lands are rich in carbon that has been stored up for billions of years. These peatlands, which are also rich in fresh water, is being drained and dried after the vegetation has been removed to make way for plantation. Dry peatlands are highly flammable and nearly impossible to extinguish. When fires are started and they spread, not only are the trees burning but also the land itself. The fire begins to burn underground and they are impossible to put out because they could just be spreading. Rain that falls every now and then in the country helps in a way to put out these fires. The government has spent a great amount of money to stop the country's crisis. In 2015, $16.1 billion was spent by itself. In total so far, the nation has spent over $30 billion to put the fires. What is the cause of all of this? Harry Purnomo, a scientist at the Indonesia-based Center for International Forestry Research, made it clear. The main cause of forest fires is greed. As long as people want a quick return, quick money, the forest will keep burning. Trees are being burned down intentionally because it is the easiest and cheapest way to clear land, to be able to make room for plantations such as palm oil and pulpwood to provide the needs of the people in the world. The demand for palm oil continues to increase. In the paragraph shown, India consumes 60% of all palm oil, whilst in Thailand only consumes 3%, and the 34% are other countries combined. So India consumes the most with 1% ahead of Indonesia. Anyone who has ever spent time in Kalimantan or Sumatra during the dry season knows that burning land for agriculture, for hunting, or just for fun is a favorite pastime of many, said Eric Mijard, a conservationist. Indonesia fires has affected not only the people but animals of the neighboring countries and the world. In 2015, the country was covered with a thick toxic haze. 90% of the haze was caused by the burning of peatlands because of altered carbon. In Sumatra and Kalimantan, 10 people died because of haze-related illnesses. 500,000 were rushed to the hospital. The visibility in some cities is less than 30 meters, which becomes extremely dangerous. Smog spread to neighboring countries such as Singapore and Malaysia, and the smog settled there for months. Schools and flights were cancelled. The huge amounts of CO2 escaping into the atmosphere is just one of the types of air pollution that acts like a thickening blanket, which traps all the sun's heat and causing our planet to warm up. Burning peatlands in Indonesia has increased global warming, affecting not only the country but the whole world. Animals are also being affected by all of this. The habitats of rare species such as orangutans, gibbons, and leopards are being destroyed. Kalimantan is considered as the orangutan capital of the world. 50% of all wild orangutans are found there. Fires last year killed 9 orangutans and more than 200 were evacuated. Some animals are found wandering in the villages because of the loss of their habitat. Some humans living in the villages would find a lost orangutan and hurt or abuse these animals because they are not used to making contacts with them. But these orangutans have been forced to find new homes because we have destroyed theirs. An example. Oka is a baby orangutan. She is 6 months old and is pretty much like a baby. She wears diapers and she drinks milk from her bottle. Oka was separated from her mother after a fire broke out from where she lived. She has a friend named Otong, a 3-year-old orangutan, who was found wandering among the villages because he was left orphaned and homeless caused by the fires. These 2 orangutans are being taken care of in an Indonesian center. Indonesia's President Jokowi has tried ways to improve the situation in which so many are suffering from. He promised to protect the peatlands from becoming drained and dried for plantations. He threatened to sack officials if the fires are not put out, in which case the officials are in charge of sending firefighting airplanes to put out the fires and sending soldiers to put out the blazes. There has also been a new rule put up by the government. If you or any company are caught burning land, you would have to serve 10 years in jail. The problem has been that late at night, someone would start the fire and get away with it. Why has there not been a clear message? You burn, you go to jail, asked Dr. Eric Mijard, a professor at the University of Queensland. The government has also accepted help from other countries such as Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. There are ways that we can do to help this poor country's situation. One of the ways we can help is obvious. Just stop clearing forests. School programs could be a start. Teach the new generation about the importance of trees and ways they could change the planet, and to not follow our footprints. The new generation is our only hope. Go paperless for a few days, so less papers would be demanded. We could support organizations and brands that is against deforestation. Finally, if we choose to cut down old primary trees, then we can choose to plant young trees for the future generations. All of this adds up to the fact that we are being unaware or just denying the fact that we will run out of trees. We are taking all of this for granted. As the population keeps growing, the demands for palm oil and paper will increase and we will need to clear more trees to make way for plantations. More plantations will suffice the needs of the world, but what we really need is disappearing at an extremely high rate, and soon it will be gone.